From Jefferson Public Radio, I'm Eric Teal. Welcome to another JPR live session. This one in person here in the Steve Nelson Performance Studios. Matt Myers from the band Houndmouth. Hello and welcome.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
We were just talking before we went on the air that we kind of both have to get back into the routine of what it's like to actually play and record live in front of people rather than over the internet.
Absolutely. One takes every time. No messing up.
How have things been for you and the band over the last couple of years? On again, off again, start, stop, not knowing the future?
Yeah, definitely start, stop. It's been great, actually. I like sitting in my house for a year and a half. And I question whether I even wanted to do this anymore, you know? Like, we had an album in the can, and it was just like, do I really want to tour? And yeah, it's been great. Like, I got grateful again, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
You mentioned a couple of things in there that I want to touch on as we continue to chat, one of which is sitting in your house. Mm-hmm. Where is home these days?
Indiana.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's still right across the border from Louisville, right?
Right, yeah, New Albany. Yeah.
And you've been there like your whole life?
My
like
whole
all
life.
the way...
I moved to Austin, Texas for a little bit and came back. It's just, I love Indiana. And like being a musician and writing, you can really work from anywhere.
Yeah. What is it about there that attracts you so much?
It's like a mentality. It's like the Midwest vibe. I'm familiar with everything. The town I'm from is starting to like build itself up a little bit. We have some cool spots to go to, and I just like being a part of it.
And are the other guys, Zak and Shane, are they both from there as well?
Oh, yep.
Yeah,
They're from there as well.
I read online, you guys go back all the way to like high school.
Yeah, Shane and I met in high school. He had like this weird cabin down by the Ohio River, like one of his buddies. It was literally a shack and like a wood burning stove. And they'd
like
have poker
fishing
games.
nets hanging on the wall and stuff like that.
Yeah. They'd have like poker games down there. So I'd go, and that's when I first met Shane. And I met Zak kind of right outside of, right in college. And we started, his parents owned like a bar in Jeffersonville. So we linked up and started playing like Motown. We played in a Motown band there for a while. Right
on. The newest record is out on Dual Tone. It's called Good For You from the band Houndmouth. Matt Myers in the studio today. I know that all, if not all, close to all of the tunes from this newest record were all written with the help of an acoustic guitar, and that's what you happen to have in our studio. What do you want to play first for us today?
The title track, Good For You.
Fantastic.
Chartreuse and chandeliers, fancy that seeing you out here. Let's get to going soon, 'cause the distant sound is upstairs loud and booming. Yeah, we better get moving. Heartbreak Hotel, white lies and fairly wells. I know my blinds are down and it's getting dark now, but somehow we're all smiling. Beats the hell out of crying. Goodbye, old Kentucky. Don't fly where you can't be found. Here's to all that money you can't take to the underground. What a night, what a night, what a night, what a night, babe. What a night, what a night, what a night, what a night, babe. Race on stereo, yet a drink and an episode. They're in the starting gate, here they come, 100 to 1 in the fast lane. Everybody knows that he breaks late. Goodbye, old Kentucky. Don't fly where you can't be found. Here's to all that money you can't take to the underground. What a night, what a night, what a night, what a night, babe. What a night, what a night, what a night, what a night, babe. Southbound Seattle slew, It don't matter what you do. You want a whole lot and that's okay too. But if you want nothing at all, well then good for you. Hallelujah. More power to you. Goodbye, old Kentucky. Don't fly where you can't be found. Here's to all that money you can't take to the underground. What a night, what a night, what a night, what a night, babe. What a night, what a night, what a night at the races.
That is called Good For You. It's the title track from the latest release of Houndmouth. Matt Myers playing for us live in the studio today. Thanks for that, man.
Thank you. Thanks
Very,
for having
very
me.
cool. So going back now a number of years, 2015,
Yeah.
you had this little song called Sedona.
Yeah.
How'd that do for you?
It did pretty good.
Were you surprised by how well that song did?
Not to sound like conceited, but no, because I just remember like writing it, and then like we were all rehearsing it, and we like changed the key, and we're like, oh, this is good. Like this feels right. And then we submitted it to the label, and we submitted our whole record, and they were like, do you guys want to go back and like try and write a single? And we're like, no, well, this is cool. We'll just use like We Want Sedona.
Right on.
And it like did what it did, but it just felt right, from the beginning.
Yeah. You mentioned just in passing, it did what it did. It did extremely well. It led to some major gigs, major touring, the late night circuit on television. And you ended up with like 2 records that were in that sort of pop folk vein.
Yeah.
And then kind of started to like rethink whether that was the path you wanted to be on.
Right.
What led to that? Just sort of getting tired of playing the same songs, or wanting to play with different people, or what led to that?
Yeah, we had never really gotten into experimenting in the studio and like working with producers. So when we made Golden Age, we went to LA and worked with Sean Everett and John Rado, and that was a pretty eye-opening experience. But I felt like the songs in Golden Age weren't like there. I was using the studio as a crutch. Not that I don't like the songs, and people say that they like the songs, but I know that I couldn't play those songs on an acoustic guitar,
Well, and when that record came out, there was a bit of like
Oh, it's like
Houndmouth
super
mutiny,
pushback. It
right?
was just terrible. Yeah.
Well, it was sort of like when Mumford started to do something different.
Oh,
And
really?
everybody said,
Okay.
we just want more of the Mumford
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
And Mumford's like, look, we're done with that, man. Like, we're evolving as a band. We're interested in new sounds. It sounds like you were going through the same kind of thing.
Totally. And I'm glad we did it, because now it's like there shouldn't be any surprise. Like, I feel like I can do whatever I want now.
So for a long time, you guys were a quartet and then shrunk down to a trio. Was there a point ever where you thought, well, we need to find a new fourth voice? Or how did you go about filling the space left from that fourth voice?
It was the high harmony that was tough. I enjoy singing high harmonies, and as a guy, I have a higher voice. I can like kind of get up there for harmonies. So to get somebody higher than me was a challenge, and I like using that fourth harmony as like a really important instrument. Yeah. So yeah, it was definitely challenging, but
you figured it out.
Yeah, we figured it out.
And now you're kind of back to that sound, that more roots-based sound on the new record called
Yeah, and I think what I learned from the production side of things is we approached this record in a different way. Brad Cook came in and helped us make it, and kind of changed our approach to like writing and recording. Everything is very intentional, and we had always been kind of reckless in the past.
Sometimes that makes very good records.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
And we submitted the record with 7 songs on it, and the label's like, we need 3 more. So that's when Shane and I got to record 3 more recklessly. So you get the best of both worlds.
Right on. Matt Myers from Houndmouth is my guest in the studio today. The newest record is called Good For You. It's the 4th album from the band. You can find information online at houndmouth.com. Will you play us another tune?
Yeah, this song's called Mackenzie, and I think I got to play it like a different key so it'll sound better on acoustic. Mackenzie, I only see you when it's dark out and the streets grow faces with lights from bodegas. I used to kiss you on the harbor, but all the ships roam in. There must be something in the water that leads to romance in. Here comes the car, key, throw, ice on the windows. I was aiming to drive you home. Slept on the sofa tonight, the Hudson froze. Mackenzie, I met you when you was a waitress. I can't remember what it said, but I was long-winded. I like how you can make $1 stretch a real long way. I met you when you got started out at minimum wage. Here comes the car, key, throw, ice on the windows. I was aiming to drive you home. Slept on the sofa tonight, the Hudson froze. Everybody's coming over, the smoking go nowhere. Who wants a steady conversation? Just a bunch of hot air. I don't think you listen. I don't think you listen at all. I don't think you listen. I liked you ever since I saw you. Here comes the car, key, throw, ice on the windows. I was aiming to drive you home. Slept on the sofa tonight, the Hudson froze.
That is called Mackenzie. It's music from Houndmouth. Matt Myers in the studio with me. The new record is called Good For You, out on Dual Tone. You can find information at houndmouth.com. Cool song.
Thanks.
So you have talked about with this new record that you weren't looking for, quote, external Band-Aids to make a record.
Yeah.
Is that what you were kind of referring to with the record you made in LA, where maybe the songs weren't there, but you had so many tools at your disposal
Absolutely.
that you could craft a thing?
Yeah. I think that the best I can do is sitting in a room and getting like real with myself and be like, is this like the best song you can write in the moment? And like getting into it and piecing things together and just like spending time with myself. Yeah.
And you had like most of this done before the pandemic, right?
Yeah, most of it.
And then do you just hit the brakes? Do you submit it and then sit and wait? Or like, what do you do?
Well, it was like a whole crazy thing. Like we were recording this record. Meanwhile, while we were recording, we simultaneously got dropped by our old label. And then we're like, okay, we're just gonna keep recording it. We'll like pay for it or whatever, and then shop around while we're doing it. And then got finished. Pandemic hit, and then I actually took time off I didn't even like make music during the pandemic.
Really? What'd
Yeah.
you do? What did you occupy your time with?
Just like read a bunch and I got like way too many scented candles. I just hung out, I just kind of hung out with myself and took it easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me about the greenhouse.
Okay.
And it's not a greenhouse, it's the greenhouse.
It's the greenhouse. It used to be green, and it was like painted this like opaque kind of green, and it just got, they blasted it all off and like remortared it and stuff, it looks pretty. I just was really partial to the green. Anyway, it's like an old like 1980s federal style house, which is like kind of a glorified shotgun house. Super tall ceilings, old chandeliers. All the furniture in there belonged to Shane's grandparents. It's in Shane's family's house.
Okay.
So it's like all the decor is just beautiful, and it's the greatest place to hang out ever.
And is it like, has it become like Houndmouth Clubhouse?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the day I met Shane, I was like, I'm going to go home and get all my stuff and bring it over here. And since then, everybody that's come over and played music has just brought their stuff. And we've created into a studio now.
Now, does he like permanently live there and
No.
you've infringed on his space, or it's just literally like the clubhouse?
We've all lived there for a second, like in weird times in our lives. But no, it's not a great place. It wouldn't be a great place to live. It's like doable. It's just like super old and, a lot of allergens.
So now that things are starting to open back up again, and we've had, as I referred to a few minutes ago, we've had starts and stops. You took a good break where you weren't playing music for the pandemic when it looks like you can kind of get Houndmouth back together and go outdoors, walk outside of the greenhouse again.
Yeah.
Is that something that you're excited for, to get back into it? Or are you kind of like, whoa, we got to get back in practice and figure this out?
No, I mean, yeah, I think rehearsal's like important and stuff, but I think that it's better to just go and do it, to just be on the road, play your first 5 shows and kind of work out the kinks and stuff. And I'm very much grateful to be back at it. Definitely rejuvenated my love for playing live.
Right on.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got a question for you about the title of this record.
Mm-hmm.
Good for You.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to get at here. So
Yeah.
there's good for you,
Right.
like broccoli.
Uh-huh.
There's good for you, like
Yeah.
congratulations. And there's good for you,
Yeah.
like, which is it?
I look at it as more of a sarcastic thing.
And why is that?
I think it's more of my personality,
Yeah.
I guess. But also it's earnest as well, so it would go towards like good for you, like
Yeah.
good for you, buddy. And I do think that's more of the place that it comes from. 'Cause there's just a lot went into this record. There's a lot of like friendship and love between everybody that worked on the record, and it's just like we're all kind of taking care of each other. Like, good for you, buddy. Let's do this. Let's do this again. Let's get back on our feet.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm grateful that you had time to stop and visit with us and
Me
play a few
too.
songs.
Thanks for
Thanks for
having
being here. Houndmouth, my guest. Matt Myers, lead singer and songwriter for the band. The new record is called Good For You, out on Dual Tone Records. You can find information at houndmouth.com. You play one more tune?
Yeah, this one's called Cool Jam.
Don't you wish you was a beauty queen? Bed breaks arriving in a limousine. Just take the backseat, Jack, it'll be alright. It's where the others and the lovers hide. This lonely star don't flame like it used to, honey. This love of ours, it don't burn like it used to. I used to see it down in the Alamo, selling Lucy's at the come and go. But Cinderella's in a bind again. Come tomorrow, she'll be just fine again. This lonely star don't flame like it used to, honey. This love of ours, it don't burn like it used to. Mother Nature's an American. Took the kids and split in a minivan. Let's meet at Billy Joe's, it's 7:45. Ain't no heaven when you're having a good time. This lonely star don't flame like it used to, honey. This love of ours, it don't burn like it used to.
That's called Cool Jam. It's music from Houndmouth. The new record is called Good For You. It's out on Dual Tone Records, on which you'll hear the work of Zak Appleby, Shane Cody, and my guest in the studio today, Matt Myers. Matt, thanks again for doing this. It's nice to meet you.
Thank you. It's great to meet you too.